Lindsay got its start in 1955 when my father, Paul Zimmer, started selling irrigation equipment. One of the most important things I learned from my father is that if you're sincere and honest, you'll be successful. Now that's simple philosophy, but it sure has worked for us.
Our most important philosophy at Lindsay is to base our key decisions on the farmer's needs. In 1968, we developed the Zimmatic electric irrigation machine. Our first step was to visit with several farmers and find out their requirements. Because of them, we were able to produce what I feel is the finest irrigation machine on the market today, and we're still listening to their recommendations.
I bought the Zimmatic in 1969. As I look back now, this is probably one of the best decisions I ever made as far as purchasing a piece of equipment. Very pleased with the machine. Without this irrigation this year, I imagine I would, my corn probably been just like anybody else's, would have made anywhere from 0 to 20 bushel an acre. However, with the irrigation this year, I've had corn make as high as 150. That probably pays for the machine twice this year alone. So I would say this is about as good as investment as I could have made.
Lindsay has a total of 5 patents on the Zimmatic. This uni-knuckle is one of them. It is the heart of our machine. Because the uni-knuckle allows the Zimmatic to flex up and down the hills, our customers have nicknamed it the Hill Climber. When a customer buys our equipment, it's important for him to depend upon Lindsay for parts and service in the years to come. I can assure you, when a customer needs our service, we'll be here to give it to him.
I've taken a special interest in the design and manufacture of gearboxes, steel tubing, and tires. And quite frankly, this self-reliance gives us a better product for the farmer and rancher. The average age of the management at Lindsay is 32 years old. We're old enough to know what we're doing, young enough to listen to our customers and dealers. We are ambitious towards the future, and you can be sure we'll be around for quite a while. We devote 100% of our time and resources to the development of irrigation products. We're working on many new developments: pop-up sprinklers, corner watering devices, water-propelled center pivots, and many other items. You know, Lindsay Manufacturing Company has had a lot of growth in the last 5 years, and we hope to continue this growth at about a 25% increase each year. In clothing, I'd like to tell each and every one of you to go out and buy one of our units, but my director says I'm not supposed to hard sell.
Once we got this corner up and running, I haven't been back to it. My service guys haven't been back to it other than for routine maintenance, the winterization, draining, different things like that. And so it's been virtually trouble-free. The troubleshooting of the corner is getting simpler. We have opportunities that we can operate the pivot from the corner arm. We can make our adjustments. Everything is pretty fail-safe, and it's getting where it's not taking rocket scientists to work on the corner arms. The operation of the pivot is simple enough that we can change the speed, we can change the direction forward, reverse from the processor panel on the corner arm without having to run back and forth to the pivot point. Everything's within arm's reach so that we can troubleshoot if there is something wrong quickly. We're not having to spend a lot of time running up and down the pivot. Everything is right there where we have control of it and can easily get to it.
It's been running pretty good so far. I really like the watering pattern on it. It does a really good job. It seems to not overwater when it's tucked in, but yet still get enough on when it extends to the corners. I really like it compared to a few of the other swing arms, and this one seems like it does the best job of watering for all around. I really haven't had any problems with it yet. Haven't had to do anything, so far reliability's been great. We've been running it here for 2 months now, 3 months, and haven't had a problem with it yet. As far as a labor standpoint for us, it's a pretty good alternative to having wheel lines on everything, to still be able to pick up as much of the field as we can without having to employ another 10 people. I do like this new swing arm. I think it does a better pattern than some of the older ones. So if I was going to try to pick up a little more, I'd really like to, this one seems to work pretty good. We use the variable rate GrowSmart, the Hydro Inject 3. Our pressure changes so much, and even our acres under the span, that the variable rate really helps to keep up with those changes and get as even of a disbursement of the chemicals we want as possible. Our Zematic dealer here, they got a really good service department, and they're really good about coming out and helping, and if you ever do have a problem, being able to get somebody else out there, an expert out, that can get you going as soon as possible, which I like. I really like the service side of it that I get with the Zematic dealership. For me being a new farmer, it kind of, gives me a good outlook on the future.
We use mostly center pivots. We have some wheel lines and some hand lines for the corners, but converting more and more to pivots all the time for the labor savings. The reliability has been really good. With the ground that we pick up extra and the labor savings, we think they justify themselves. Uniformity, the packages are getting better all the time also. The watering is very even. The four-wheel drive is working very well for us. We're very happy with that, and that will probably increase the sales for us on corner machines because of the no maintenance, not having to work on them every day. Reliability, these run 24/7 in the summer when we start going, so downtime when it's 95 to 100 degrees, we can't have it. We run these potatoes. I see more and more power savings by going to low pressure. That's why the corners work so well, so you don't have as much high pressure stuff in the corners. I think we're on the way with the technology to go more and more low pressure. Our agronomist has a little deal, KG, which means keep going, and that's so we don't stop. We need them to be dependable, and they are.
We farmed here for like 20 years, and we bought the pivot new from Zematic, and that's about 12 years ago now. Pivots in general, because of the ruts and tracks, and this farm has a little bit of hills on it, and we've had some ruts, and there's 5 or 6 places that we get water congregating, and the pivot gets stuck. We put the Z-Tracks on this spring, and it's been on 2 months and hasn't shut off, and usually by now we've got sticking problems. Haven't had any sticking problems. The ruts are probably half or a quarter of what they normally are now. So it's been working great. The water runs down, but I don't see it cutting the track out, so I think that's why they're not as deep. It's a flatter surface instead of where a tire kind of runs it to a little concave. So the water cuts out of there and the dirt goes to the bottom. And it just leaves a nice little pocket in there that kind of holds the water back, I think. Well, field proven to me is just what it's done this spring. I guess, you know, I've seen some of the stuff where you guys had some ads where I seen it walking down through a great big lake or a pond or something like that. So that's what kind of got me interested. But yeah, to me, this is field proven. I mean, it's been around. If I can get a pivot to go around as many times as this has nonstop and not shut off, I mean, and my glitches were always getting stuck. So yeah, to me, it's field proven. It's pretty durable. Very pleased with them. Yeah, like I say, I think last year I spent a lot of time and money out here digging it out every single day. Besides what we lost in the water, you know, I can't put a price on what I lost on the crop. Probably not that bad, but just the issue of me out here doing it every single day, and now it just runs.